Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z XKeeperz or XKeeperz, video. We're gonna go over the new stuff that has recently come out over the course of like the last couple of weeks or so in terms of this game, and I'm gonna give you guys all that I know. We're gonna go over the trailers that recently came out as well yesterday, I believe. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. Subscribe if you are new. So this is a browser PC game. Okay, it is not a mobile game. It is a PC game that will have gacha system. So yeah, it's basically kind of like Dokkan on computers, literally, but you know, it is what it is. So anyways, it's kind of like a cross between that and I love how they call it XKeeperz too. Like Dokkan and Dragon Ball Heroes kind of want to be. It's totally different though. Now, if you didn't know, there are several other new mobile games coming out this year for Dragon Ball. Strongest Warriors, Buchigiri Match, and the newer one that we don't know about that we'll find out in like a week and a half or so. So this game is another one of those games that's coming out. And of course, Dragon Ball is at the height of its powers this year with the movie, the series, and all that stuff. And they're just going to try to keep capitalizing on that. So anyways, let's go ahead and talk about it. We're over on Shonen Games, so shout out to shonengames.com. Anyways, this month's issue of V-Jump reveals more info on the upcoming browser game, Dragon Ball Z XKeeperz. The scan reveals that players can gather companions and items either through gacha. It's actually Gacha, I believe. Other way, it doesn't really matter. Or cross memories, which will be available through battle. Additionally, filling up their bar to the max enables players to perform combination cross supers. The scan also details that the game will let you play up to 100 people. But not much has been revealed about it. You will be able to team up with your friends to stop enemies from invading from parallel worlds and clear the map to fight the boss, which will open the path to new maps. When playing together, you will be able to share items with your friends. Check out the scan below. So that's pretty interesting, honestly. It sounds totally different from anything we've ever had before in a Dragon Ball game, and I'm totally for it if they want to try to be original and do different things. Anyways, here's a scan. In fact, I can actually open this in a new tab. We'll just do that. That's better. Planned release is in spring. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So it's free to play with price mixed included. Okay, so yeah, like any other gacha game, basically. It's literally a gacha game for a computer. Anyways, that means it probably, I don't know if it'll be on Steam, but they're calling it a browser game like they call Buchigiri Match. That means it'll probably be literally on the website. Cross with friends. Decimate foes with a chain of battles. The key is always strategy. Mix and match units according to your needs. Just tap the unit you want to use to switch in. Time it well enough to increase damage output. You can see that over here. They're showing the little tap graphic right there. So they're tapping in. Keep the pressure on and go all out. Save up your energy to use supers. Okay, and we also have some trailers to look at. Brand new browser game with easy-to-use controls. Play with up to 100 people. Team up and enjoy white-hot battles. White-hot face-off, baby. Anyways, so we were up here. Fill up your bar to the max for the combination cross supers, which is right here. They're cross-supering here. There's a little cross in the middle. Seems like they're swapping in and out. That's pretty cool. Gather all your energy together for one massive attack. You see Goku and Gohan down there. Anyways, cross with other players. Battle the enemy that wait for you ahead. Oh my god, I can't read today. Team up with friends to stop enemies from invading from parallel worlds. Clear the map to fight the boss. Beat that to open the path to new maps. That's totally just awesome. And we will have, again, this in a video format. Select the area you want to play. Wait. Enemies come back even after clearing these, so you beat them and they come back and they're able to be fought again. I assume that the the difficulty goes up after you beat them once. That would make sense. Someone's playing the same map has shared this capsule with you. Okay, so you can share items with other people, share items with everyone. Inside maps, you can share items and chat. So you can share items. Now, I don't know if they're going to put a restriction on that. The only other game I know of that lets you kind of share things like that as a mobile game is the South Park one. But even that has restrictions. It doesn't let you share like the higher rarity cards. So that's different. It's kind of like a trading system that a lot of people want to see. I imagine this, either the items will be like 100% free to play. Maybe you don't buy items like that. Or you can't share stuff that you have to buy. Or maybe they break the mold and say, hey, whatever. Let's implement trading literally. Battles are 4v4. Gather companions either through the gacha or cross memories items available through battles. So this sounds like you get allies through summoning or the friend summon mechanic. Like if you were to compare it to Dokkan, so there's going to be an in-game free summon mechanic or the gacha mechanic. Now, I imagine the gacha mechanic can be used for the equivalent of stones, and they would give you some semblance of free-to-play stones that you would get by playing the missions, again, equating it to Dokkan. So you can pull units via different ways. Or you can, of course, dump some cash in there if you want to. Now, to reiterate really quick, I don't know if this is going to get a localization, an English release. A lot of you guys want for these games to get that. Honestly, I don't know if any of these games will, except for the new one. I have a feeling that maybe the new one, because they're holding back on it. They made a website and everything. It kind of looks like that's going to be something that they go heavy on, because they're treating it a lot different than they did treat this game or any of the other ones. But the new one that we don't know anything about yet, except that it's going to be on Android and iOS, that one will probably get a localization, I'm assuming. And then these other ones, honestly, it'd be very kind of shot in the dark if any of these other ones get an English release, to be honest. They seem like they're going to be super niche and relative to Japan, but that doesn't mean we can't play them. It just means you're going to have to fight through translations and stuff. Which people still do to this day. I mean, some people play like Dragon Ball Heroes, and they play Dragon Ball Heroes on YouTube and stuff. I do it sometimes personally, but it is what it is. Get more from the gacha. Use Goku Spirit Bomb to attack the rifts to gather more fighters. Oh, okay, so he launches the Spirit Bomb instead of shooting a Kamehameha. Again, equating it to Dokkan. Battle the enemies that wait for you ahead. Cross with other players. So it seems like you can do a multiplayer. Create a balanced team of different types to suit a variety of situations. It looks like the rarity on this Kaioken Goku is a Z, which I imagine is probably the highest rarity. That's pretty cool. Create the most powerful 4-man team. Share items with everyone, yada, yada, yada. And then they do have the website down below down there, which we're actually going to take a look at before we look at the trailers. This is not the website. The website is right here. So they do have the official website already up. And along with that, a Twitter, which actually that would be me tweeting out the share link, I guess. But yeah, so they have some trailers and stuff like that over here. And the official site is up with some gameplay screenshots. Look at that currency. Holy crap, 9999 across the board, yo. Yeah. Oh my god. They only have a couple of screenshots, and then they have the links to some more other Dragon Ball affiliates. So let's go over to Bandai, one of Bandai's YouTube channels. So we're going to look at these, and we'll kind of cycle through them. So there are also there's also no subtitles, so just keep that in mind. We're mainly going to be looking at it. I'll pause and I'll break it down, and this should be linked in the description if you want to watch it without me pausing it. Okay, so this looks like the team build. That's fine, and then there's the proceed button. Yeah, that's your character box. Okay, and this is the fighting mechanic. It looks a lot like Dragon Ball Heroes. Not the fighting aesthetic, but just like the models in my mind. So they do have the 4 characters on the side, and of course, it looks like it's honestly auto battle. Well, they have the auto on actually, so it remains to be seen what the actual controls will be. But auto is on. Now, I don't know if auto means, of course, yet that it'll auto tap, to switch in characters that are ready to come in. That'd be interesting. Okay, they opened a rift. Oh, and Tao Pai Pai came out of the rift. Okay, so Goku has this pulsating energy right here. And it also has a Kamehameha graphic, so I imagine he's going to come in and use a super. Or he's ready to. Oh, you get Zennies and items for winning. Oh, Baba. Uranai Baba. And this is probably a skill shop or an item shop. That looks like the chat. Yep, chat. He just said it. So they're showing how you can share items. So if you look at it, also, it looks like, if you look at the symbols under the Krillin, the Shenron, the gold Shenron icon, that seems to signify the number of times you've beat that boss. And then, of course, it said that they come back as well. And whoever just subbed, thank you, man. But yeah, that seems to signify that. So this is the first trailer. I'm pretty sure they're all different. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out the second one. They all have different times, so I'd imagine. XKeeperz. I'll actually make it full screen for y'all. Okay, so let me actually play it. So tapping Goku brought Goku in. He's probably telling you how to do the controls now. Maybe you honestly, because I don't see any sort of controls unless you have to map buttons. These are the exact same models from Dragon Ball Heroes, by the way, which I don't really mind, but it's a very similar game, which makes sense because that's an arcade game innately anyway, that just got ported over to DS. But anyways, unless you map buttons, and if you guys can understand Japanese, you would have understood this already because it sounds like he said it. Unless you can actually map the buttons on the keyboard or whatever, it sounds like just tapping the character's icon makes them punch and kick. Which is very, very, very simple, which I think it said that it would be simple anyway. Still seems like it could be a lot of fun though, to be honest. If you're not one of those people that compares the mobile games to console games, because this is basically the equivalent to a mobile game, please don't do that. Please don't compare this game to fighters. Please don't do that. They're not even remotely similar. Okay, Piccolo subbed in. Yeah, and it looks like the more he taps it, the more they do. And Vegeta's blocking, that's cool. And that energy gauge is filling up as he takes hits, it looks like. Or he performs hits. Gohan was out there, my boy. Bring Krillin out. I'm actually really interested in what the Kamehameha at the top is, like that gauge up there. He's probably already said it, but I don't see it. Okay, so when it filled up, Goku was able to press that icon, and then it allowed him to use a Kamehameha Super. That's pretty cool. Oh, okay, and it also looked like at the end it has a meter that goes around that fills up. I didn't notice that aesthetic earlier. Gotcha. So okay, so that one at the bottom has correlation with this meter at the top that fills up as you fight. Okay, I like it, man. That's pretty cool. And again, it's super simple, but it seems like it could be just a lot of fun to sit here and play. I wouldn't mind it. So this, what is this, the hub world? Kind of like your, not the hub world, but kind of like your menu. That's what that looks like, because at the bottom, these look like either news announcements or the event. Of course, we have the chat here. This is obviously Baba's. This is the login gift. So again, this is basically a mobile game that they are making on computer. And the reason why it's probably on computer is because computer can support the graphics. That's probably the only reason why. But it's basically just a mobile game. It really is. Like it is a gacha game in every sense of it. I mean, this looks 100% like it would be a phone game. And then you have the menus on the top right over there, as well as, you know, I don't know what those are, but these seem like they'd be more of the menu. Like, you know, one of these is probably like the one to go out to the fighting. The other one's like character box and stuff like that. And then, of course, you see the 4 units that are on your team. Yamcha's probably the leader. Of course, it's Yamcha. Then you have Master Roshi, Goku, and Gohan. And then at the top, you have the AP, which I don't know if that is equivalent to stamina in this game, because I don't know if they talked about that, or if that's equivalent or indicative of like a experience meter. And then on top of that, to the right, you have a settings button and the in-game currencies. That's awesome, man. That's pretty cool. Again, releases in spring, don't have the official date. Okay, so here's the summon. Oh, snap! That's awesome! That is lit. So I imagine the more characters that pop up, the better the rarity will be. This is kind of like the equivalent of Goku going Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2, 3 in Dokkan's summons. And we pulled a Kaioken Goku, guys. Our first summon. Yep, see, those are the rarities. Look at that Goku, excuse me. That art is really good, but these are the rarities. That's normal and common, then I don't know what that would be. The top rarity as of now, though. Okay, of course, this is your team building before you go out. Piccolo's take the Krillin! Aw, man, I don't mind the Gohan, though, to be honest. Okay, so they're talking about the weaknesses, it looks like. Red is strong against green, and green is strong against blue, while blue is strong against red. Which is power, so strength, tech, and speed. Honestly, it's very, very similar to mechanic to Dokkan. This is literally Dokkan's mechanic. And then if we go back, oh, well, they'll show it here. You can see the status of the cards. That's awesome. The HP, the attack, the defense, all that stuff. And then they tell you a little bit more about how the card can get going with using its super, of course, I imagine. And then, of course, the character level. You can also lock the card. You guys are seeing where this is a gacha, right? Oh, look at all the Z rarities. Okay. I imagine you can also awaken rarities. This man destroys the rift. Cross memory summon. Okay. Cool. Like, honestly, I didn't go into this expecting a whole lot, but I'm pleasantly surprised. That looks like a lot of fun. Like, this game looks like it'll be more fun than all the other ones we've seen so far as of right now. The only one that I'm unsure of is the one that we haven't seen yet, but this one looks like it'll be a lot of fun. I wouldn't mind kind of like, transitioning my time to this, especially if it got an English version, but if it doesn't, then I'm sure we'll find translations online and we'll just work at it, but as a community. But still, this game looks like a lot of freaking fun if we can play it, and it doesn't have any sort of weird, restriction behind it, like needing a Japanese account or something like that. Like, you guys way back when Dragon Ball Online became a thing, I believe you needed a Korean account. That was a pain in the butt, like in 2007, 8, in that area. So yeah. Anyways, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. Subscribe if you're new for more content on Dragon Ball Cross Keepers. I'll keep you guys updated. Of course, your boy gonna be playing this because this looks like a lot of fun. So anyways, have an awesome day. I'll catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.